I spent the days between Christmas and New Year's Eve in Bilbao and around the Basque Country, working on my long-term project. No idea how it's for you, but for me, the time after September just flies by. Everything feels hectic and you are trying to juggle a million things. And then December rolls in, and that's when I slip into this phase where I start reflecting and get back to the projects that actually matter. Sure, I could do that at any other time of the year, but for some reason December has become my reset month. Every December I return to the things that have always fascinated me but get sidelined when life gets busy. I hook up my synthesizers and make music, I take photos just for myself, I read a lot and I think about what I want to focus on in the new year. I also love traveling around that time because it's when I try to recharge and gather inspiration to survive January and February. And also to prove to myself that I didn't spend the year only working creatively, but actually doing something creative for myself. This time the trip took me to Bilbao and the Basque Country. Spain has always had a grip on me. The diversity, the culture, the food. I kind of made it a personal mission to see every part of Spain at least once. The rugged Basque Country really intrigued me, partly because of the landscape and the culture, partly because of its food scene, which chefs rave about for its incredible ingredients. My first impression of Bilbao was shaped by the Guggenheim. What a building! A very cool and very modern city. Like a lot of Spanish cities, Bilbao feels like it was built with people in mind. Definitely more so than at home. There are benches everywhere, and when there is a hill, you will find escalators or elevators in public spaces. You can walk the entire city without it feeling like a workout, and you always have a place to take a break. And like so many places in Spain, Bilbao goes all in with decorations around Christmas. I'm not even a big Christmas person, but I love how Spain does it. It's all super symbolic, and with the typical Spanish architecture, it forms this cool contrast to the cliché of a snowy mountain Christmas. The city felt super lively, and I arrived still buzzing with that year-end stress. So of course I fell into the trap of thinking I needed to shoot as much as possible and that every picture had to be strong. But the more I forced it, the less I actually saw. It took a while until I managed to slow down, put the camera away and just be present again. Especially with long-term projects, that's crucial. Letting things sink in. With client work, you don't have that luxury. You learn to deliver fast and you get better at it, but the images that really matter to me, the ones that pose questions or hold meaning, I can only make when I have time and quiet. Sometimes I just mark a location and come back later when the conditions are right. People like to talk about the creative muscle, and honestly, the comparison works. If I got it right, regular training is important, but growth happens during rest. Doctors and athletes, feel free to correct me in the comments. Ironically, the moment I finally slowed down was in a market hall, not exactly known for being chill. But after one round of pinchers and some Spanish Christmas sweets, I could finally settle in and handle the camera in a more relaxed way. Maybe that sensory overload was exactly what I needed to reset. It's always a special moment when I notice my perspective shift. The second I stop trying too hard, suddenly I'm not chasing highlights or social media friendly stuff anymore. I'm just noticing details, little corners, tiny moments. The things that really fascinate me and that make my photography what it is. Not the things that I think would perform well online. With the flood of AI slop lately, I've become stricter with myself. Everything that doesn't tell a story and just feels like content gets trashed. Take the series of shots from the Guggenheim. I really wanted photos of Louise Bourgeois' Maman and Jeff Koons' puppy, because they genuinely fascinate me. And now I have them. But none of the photos come close to what it feels like to stand in front of them and soak in the real thing. What stuck with me the most inside the Guggenheim was the building itself, and the really massive pieces. Usually oversized art doesn't hit me that hard, but these did. To explore a different part of the Basque Country, we went to San Sebastian, and quickly realized that we should have planned one or more nights there. We wandered around and ended up at the seaside fun fair eating churros. I shot some photos that I really love, maybe even my personal highlights from this trip. And I decided that I need to come back with more time. One thing I noticed again on this trip. There's a massive difference between shooting assignments and working on personal projects with artistic intent. I'm more productive under time and budget pressure, but the images that actually carry my ideas and push me forward creatively only happen when I let myself drift and wander aimlessly. My photography is mostly about real special moments that I capture while observing. That only works when I put myself in situations where that observational instinct takes over. That's it. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. See you next time. Ciao.